So I just got out of the Happytime Murders. Don't have much to say about it. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in a movie theater. I laughed once at one joke, and it's funny because it wasn't a dirty joke. I mean, basically the premise of the movie is it's supposed to be like a film noir detective mystery with puppets. It's kind of like Roger Rabbit. So you've got humans and puppets that exist in this world, and they don't really address how that happens. You're just supposed to kind of, believe it or whatever. But there's this old sitcom where it was a bunch of puppets in the cast, and it's going into syndication, and $10 million is being paid out to all the puppets. And if one gets murdered, then their share gets split between the rest of the puppets. So basically the detective puppet and the detective woman, Melissa McCarthy, are trying to find out who's killing all these puppet cast members. And clearly it's one of the other cast members is the gist. It's not funny. It's just constant dick joke type humor. Oh, it's funny because these fucking puppets are so wacky and fucking inappropriate. There was someone snoring in the theater. It was far worse than I even expected, and I thought it looked terrible. Melissa McCarthy is turning into like an Adam Sandler, where it's just everything seems to be a pile of shit. Yeah, just a complete and utter waste of my time. Thankfully, MoviePass worked for me, so I didn't have to pay for it. But yeah, truly an embarrassing display of quote-unquote entertainment. There were other people laughing in the theater a bit. It made me think less of them, I would say. I know that's probably mean, but there was one guy snoring. Yeah, just fucking awful. I mean, even like the plot stuff, like you've got an FBI agent who's kind of helping on the case, and of course one of the characters is thought to be the killer, one of the main characters, and he's after that guy, so he's like the antagonist or whatever. And yeah, Joel McHale just phoned it in. Everybody in it phoned it in. Everybody in it was fucking terrible. Just an utter embarrassment for everyone involved. I don't know who directed it, but I hope they stop making movies. Yeah, but anyway, so the FBI character comes into the office. He's like he's the stock FBI guy who comes in and tries to like run the show or whatever. And then there's the chief, who's like the stock chief guy who gets pissed when they fuck up. Thank you, Uncle Steve. There's the chief guy who gets all pissed when they fuck up. And, standard shit. And one of them gets suspended because it's, got nothing original to do whatsoever. But the FBI guy suspends him. Now, I know that's kind of a stupid nitpick, but yeah, just classically horribly written bullshit. Do not go see this. Please. We don't need more movies like this. Watch Roger Rabbit. That's a classic, and it's great. This was... I'm kind of in shock over what I just saw, to be perfectly honest with you. It is horrible. I mean, there's a scene where Melissa McCarthy is like snorting. She's got a puppet liver because she got hurt and went to the puppet hospital to get repaired. So she's got a puppet liver. So to prove she's a puppet, she has to snort this like purple sugar, because the puppets, they don't do drugs, they do sugar because they're wacky and crazy. It's fucking terrible. But yeah, anyways, don't go see it, but do listen to our podcast on Tuesday, because I'm gonna have fun tearing this one apart. Yeah, it's the worst movie of the year. worse than like Pacific Rim 2 and Rampage, all that shit. I mean, this is just, ugh. And there were way too many people there for like a 9:30 showing. It was like probably 10 people in the theater, which is just, it's mind-boggling. I mean, 2001 is playing down the fucking hallway, and people are there to see this. So, yeah, I didn't kill myself, and I didn't leave the movie. So, you know, I stuck it out, and I'll probably get home here in a bit, and, you know, play some video games. Try to forget that experience. But you guys have a good night, and I will see you later this weekend.